Today is going to be fun. We're going to learn how to make kombucha. For those of you that don't know, kombucha is fermented tea. Fermentation is something we don't do a lot in our world, in our culture. Why is kombucha good for you? It's a fermented product, which we don't do enough of in our culture. A lot of other cultures use it a lot more than we do. Kombucha is kind of a nice way to introduce yourself to fermented food, because you can make it tasty and yummy, and it doesn't have to be like sauerkrauty. There's a lot of benefits to consuming fermented foods. It boosts your gut health, it boosts your immune system, it's a natural detoxifier, it's rich in enzymes and vitamin and B vitamins, it increases your metabolism, it's caffeine-free energy boost, and it relieves PMS symptoms because of the vitamin D breakdown, and it flushes out excess estrogen. So it's really yummy if you flavor it the way you like it. I started drinking it, and I wanted to do it on a regular basis, and a bottle about this size is almost $4. So that gets to be a little bit spendy, especially if you're trying to do it every day, which is why I got excited about learning how to make it. I want to give credit where credit is due. The Chavez ladies taught me how to do this, and so now I'm excited to teach you. So these two containers have been sitting in my pantry with this cheesecloth over them for about 11 days now, so they're really ready. They're going to be a little bit vinegary. The longer you leave them, the more vinegary they get. So these are going to be a little bit bitter, but that's okay. You can flavor them up and make them as yummy as you want. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this and how to share this and how this works. So like I said, this has been sitting for over a week. This is called the Sobe. I washed my hands, but I'm going to wash my hands one more time. The thing that you see floating on top is called the Sobe, or the mother. It actually is what is produced as the enzymes eat up the sugar. This gets a little bit bigger, it gets a little bit hardier, and it's actually just like a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of gelatin, but it's pretty firm. And so I'm going to just set this in the sink, because I am going to rinse it off before I reuse it or share it. So we'll take both of them off, and I'll show you in a minute how to share these. But for now, I'm just going to set them over here in the sink until I get to rinsing them off. So what you have left is your fermented tea. I don't know that you absolutely have to, but I strain it again before I flavor it and such, because I don't like the residue, or the kind of the just the residue comes from it. So I just put the cheesecloth on the jar with a little bit of a give for the rubber band, and then I pour it, and sometimes I make a mess. Typically I do make a mess, as I am right now. Oh my gosh. So there you go. Very messy. A little bit of a head on it because it is fermented. Actually, kombucha has a little bit of an alcohol content. When you purchase it in the store, sometimes you'll even be asked to show ID. I've never felt drunk after drinking it, but it does have a little bit of that property to it because it's fermented. Let's see if we can do this again without making quite so much mess. And it's tea, so it stains my counter, so I got to work on that. Okay. Probably should pour it into something else before I try to do this. There we go. Much better. Probably won't all fit in here. I need another jar. So there's that. So as you can see, this is a lot of kombucha, and we're talking cents instead of dollars. It's water, tea, and sugar, and I'll show you how we do that in a moment as soon as I get this poured into here. So quite a bit of residue in there, so I think I'll leave that. Okay, so there's that. So, like I said, this is the starter. This is what you have to have. This is what you have to start your kombucha, okay? This is the actual starter. It's called the Sobe or the Mother. This is the one that was given to me, the one right here, and it's grown this much since I've had it, because it will grow to the size of the jar that you put it in. So again, this was the size when I got it. I've had it in a larger container, so it's grown that much. And so I can, and this is the first time I'm separating mine to share. So I can take this apart right here, I think. Let's see. So I have this one, which was the original one given to me by the Chavez gals. And I don't know that you have to do all this, but if it looks slimy to me, I take it off because it's just kind of a weird thing. So there's that one that I can use again. This one's kind of thin and, you know, has a hole in it now. But someone could put this, and maybe I'll just keep it and start it and see if I can grow it a little bit healthier, because that will go on top of the water the next time, and it will grow another one just like that. And then this is the brand new one. Oh, here, that one's separating nicely. That I started from that one, my first one. And it's ready to separate again. So I'm going to have 2 to use and 2 to share. And this one will be thin, but they get thicker as you use them. So isn't this just so weird and cool? I felt like it was, the first time I did this, I felt like it was a science project. So there's the third one. And here is the fourth little tiny one. And again, these can be put in the refrigerator until you give them to someone else to try to use them. Or you can immediately start, which I'm going to do and show you how to do that, to start again. So you do have to get one of these from somebody that you know to start this whole process. So those are finished for now. What I'm going to do with those is flavor them. So to make your kombucha, what you need to do is you need to boil 13 cups of purified water with 1 and almost a half, so scant half, 1 and scant half cup of white sugar. This is the only reason I buy white sugar, that and to feed my hummingbirds. We've all heard the horrors of white sugar. We don't want to buy the white sugar, but that's what this uses to ferment. So you bring that to a boil. Once that comes to a boil, and you need to do it in a pot that doesn't have a non-stick surface on the inside. You want it to be stainless steel. Bring that to a boil. Once it has, then you drop your tea bags in it or your loose tea. And you can use black tea, green tea, any kind of tea that you want. If you use bags, you want to find bags that have not been bleached. You want as little chemical processing as possible with your tea bags if you use bags. Or you can just throw the loose tea in there. This has bags in it, right here. And you just want about 6 to 7 ounces of tea for the 13 cups of water. And once you've let that steep for about 10 minutes or so, it's ready to use, but you need to get these to about the same temperature. So this is still really warm. So I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about a half hour, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to pull it all together. Again, what I did was I put 13 cups of water in here with 1 and almost a half cup of sugar. Brought that to a boil, and then I put in 7 ounces of tea, and I've let that steep for about 10 minutes. What I want to show you though now is, so we need to let it get a little bit cooler so it's the same temperature as the starter. We don't want it to be too much of a difference in temperature. But I'm going to show you a trick to putting hot liquid into glass without worrying about if it would break or not. So this is hot. It's off the stove. This is a glass container that could possibly break if you put hot liquid into it. But if you put a large metal spoon into it, you can pour the liquid in there without any concern about it breaking the glass, because the metal will absorb enough of the heat to temper the glass so that it won't break. So I'll be able to put this in the refrigerator to finish cooling it, and I'm going to do that in the other container with the rest of it to finish cooling it to get it to the right temperature as the mother. So while I'm waiting for the new batch to get to the right temperature to match the starter, this is the batch that I just finished that had just been sitting for the 10-11 days that's now ready to be bottled. What I'm going to do though is flavor it, because right now it tastes a lot like the best way to describe it with no flavoring is it's sort of like apple cider vinegar. A lot of people like it just like this and drink it just this way. I'm not quite like that. So I get this organic apple juice, not from concentrate. It's pure organic apple juice, so it's nothing but apples. It's not anything added or no vitamins, no enriched or anything, and it's not from concentrate. I think I'll measure this time because I have 3. So I'm going to do about a 1/3 cup of apple juice in each bottle, because I don't want it to be, you know, really sweet, but I really like some flavor to it. And then I'm going to do also a 1/3 cup of, same thing, pure organic, not from concentrate, cranberry juice. And this actually is one of my favorite flavors, the apple and a little bit of cranberry. I actually might put 2/3 cranberry in each one because I really like it. And you can use, I think the only fruit that's not recommended is pineapple, because it kills the enzymes, which is what you do not want to do. But you can use any other fruit juices that you want. You can even use real fruit. You can put real fruit in it. It takes a lot longer for that to actually flavor it than juice will. Now it's pretty much flavored to my liking. I should make sure. Yep. It still has that bite because it is fermented, but it's a flavor that I really enjoy. I like that a lot. The other thing that I add to it always, though, is chia seeds. But I think I'll do that when I get it into the other bottles. But chia seeds will absorb some of the liquid. Chia seeds are amazing though, because when you let them kind of absorb some of the liquid, they become gelatinous. So when you drink anything that has chia seeds in it, they become a detoxer, an added detoxer product to this drink. It will collect toxins out of your system and help you get rid of them. I'm collecting kombucha bottles. So now what I do, once I flavored it, now I can pour it in to my actual bottles that I will drink out of. I drink about a half a bottle of this a day, which is, you know, a serving, because these are, I think, 12-ounce bottles. Leave a little bit of room so that I can put in my chia seeds and shake them up. And I can pour the rest into here. Oops, I am kind of messy. And then these will get just stuck in the refrigerator until I have more bottles to put some in. So I put about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in each one, so that I get about a tablespoon in a serving. That's not going to work. That's going to spill. So, put about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in each one. And they kind of separate, and that might be too full. Better you shake it up before you drink it. They get evenly distributed. And this is a really great thing to add to your kombucha. Okay, so that's pretty much it. When you let them sit a little bit at room temperature, even to get the chia seeds a little more gelatinous. And what you'll find when you go to open this, once they sit for just a little bit, You put them in the refrigerator, and when you go to drink them, they'll fizz a little bit when you open them. If they don't, they've gone flat. And there's nothing bad about that, but you want that little bit of fizz when you open it. That means that the fermentation is still good. So there you go. Okay, so this has been cooling. It's about at room temperature now, which is fine because my starter is also at room temperature. You can take out the spoon. And I'm only going to use one starter and do one batch because I'm going to give the other starters that I collected to other people that want to start them. So all you do is lay that on top of there. If it sinks a little bit, that's okay. It will come back up to the top. And then you cover it with your cheesecloth and rubber band just to keep it like that. And then I will set this in my pantry, and it will sit there for a minimum of 7 days up to about 14 days depending on how strong you like it. And in a week I'll have another batch of kombucha ready to bottle. So this is a bottle that's been in my refrigerator that I made a while ago, and one of my favorite ways to flavor my kombucha is with the Touchstone Super Serum Super Skin Complex Antioxidant Drink Mix. So what I do is, see how it kind of fizzed when I opened it? I put 2 teaspoons of the antioxidant drink mix into the kombucha. I shake it up really good, put it back in the refrigerator, and it's flavored with this when I go to drink it, and it's very, very yummy. Plus I get my antioxidant drink in with my kombucha.